Hi guys. Hi, hello everyone. Just give me a thumbs up if you can see me and hear me clearly. Seeing, I think it's fine. I'm not very sure about hearing. Uh, Good evening, everyone. Yes, a lot of doubts coming in about the timings of the sessions. The timings are announced in the community tab regularly. Whenever I have a session, the same day in the morning, the timing for the session is announced in the community tab along with the link of the session as well. Okay. So I hope that clarifies about the timing of the session. I don't come in daily, but I try to come in regularly to have some of the other session. Already created the content for the next session, which is going to be on English descriptive, and I'll be coming live very soon, probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I'll try and come live with a session on that as well. Okay. Thanks, Pragya. Yes, I am well. Uh, Apparently, the entire family has been diagnosed with COVID, but my diagnosis till now has been negative. Uh, I believe I've already had COVID before and I did not know about it, and now I have antibodies. I don't know what's happening, but that's what has happened. Probably I have it now, but it doesn't matter. I'm in good health. The family was struggling for a while, but now they are very fine. Okay. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? Today we are going to talk about another set of discussion on ESI questions. Okay, we're going to pick up some questions, about 10 questions on economic and social issues, and we will try and learn some new things through those questions. The best thing that you are going to pick up from these questions is the ability to understand how to answer questions, not only the ability to increase information and knowledge and learn what is the right answer. That's not what you're learning. You're also learning simultaneously how to pick out the right answer, how to remove the wrong answers, which is called as elimination at times, and how to come to the right answer by hook or by crook. Okay, that's your objective always. Thanks, Mumtaz. Thanks, Pragya. Hello, Niresh. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. So the quote for today, which I liked a lot because I regularly believe in going out on runs. It is something that is very peaceful always, and so I thought that I'll discuss something or provide you something related to running. And it's certainly very very true when Michael D'Olerio says that. It's not the distance you must conquer in running, it's yourself. So when you're running, it's not the distance that you're trying to conquer. It's not at all about running 3 miles or 5 miles or 21 miles. It's about conquering yourself. It's about understanding your ability to stretch yourself, your ability to do what you want to achieve. Okay, that's what running is all about. And that has this quote has stuck with me. I remember when I was in school, my Kamarant, was talking to all the cadets one day, and he said that the beautiful thing about humans is that they can stretch themselves indefinitely, okay, infinitely. So that's something that we experienced as cadets in our school every day, and by saying that, he made us realize that yes, we are stretching ourselves every day. So there's no limit to how much you can do in a day or in a month or in a year. It depends purely upon the focus that you have. It depends purely upon your vision and your desperation to achieve something. Okay, with that quote, let us start. Let me provide you details very briefly because a lot of students keep asking about the courses that are on offer. You can probably mute it if you don't want to hear about it. There are different courses for RBI, SEBI, NABARD, UGC NET, and DSSB. Let me just talk about RBI and SEBI because that's the objective here. So there are different courses, phase 1 and phase 2 complete, which is for 19,000 without any discount, but you can have 15% discount. So it'll be around 16,000 after discount. Now, why is it more expensive than other people out there? Because of English descriptive. It takes a lot of time for me to check every paper myself every week, to give out regular tests every week, and to ensure that all the students are improving in their performance in English. And remember, English descriptive is of 100 marks out of 300 marks in RBI and 100 out of 200 in SEBI. So it's 50% of your preparation and 33% of your preparation, which is normally neglected by everyone. That is the reason, that is the sole reason that I check all the English papers myself, because I want to ensure that all the students are getting that quality checking. Okay, that is the reason that the prices are a little higher, because I'm spending more time with every student. If there are 100 students, then I'm checking 100 papers every week, every Saturday, and that takes a lot of time. Every paper takes at least 15 to 20 minutes, so I'm not able to do it in a day. I stretch it to another day, to another day. So that eats up a lot of time, that requires a lot of effort, and that is why the price is a little on the higher side, because I'm investing more of my time, more of my personal energy on you guys. Okay, which a lot of other people probably are not doing, and I've seen that. Okay, there are of course other courses. If you are sure certain about quant reasoning and English, you can go for only phase 2 course, which is 16,000, and after discount it's somewhere around 13,600. You can also go for phase 1 course or ESI course or FM course, or you can also go for the book as well. Okay, similarly, you could go to the buy course section here, icon here, and you can go to the SEBI Grade A courses. You can also have a look at NABARD courses. You can also have a look at DSSP and UGC courses, depending upon what your requirements are. SEBI courses are certainly cheaper, but English remains the same. For English, it's still the same. I check all the papers myself on a weekly basis. Okay. That being said, let us start with the session now. So, one second. Okay. If you're coming here for the first time and if you do like the session, do subscribe to the channel. That gives me a lot of motivation as well. Let us start with the first question quickly. This is the 11th question, because we already had 10 questions in the last session. So if you've not seen that, go watch it after this session. Okay. The question is: a foreign investor invests in an Indian listed company and purchases 20% of the stocks of the company. After 12 months, the investor decides to reduce his shareholding to 9%. In this scenario, how would such investment be classified? FDI in the first stage and FPI after reduction to 9%. FPI in both the stages, FDI in both the stages, FPI in the first stage, and FDI after investment period crosses 1 year. So option A and D are different. Please remember that. Option A says reduction to 9%. Option D says after investment period crosses 1 year. Okay, let's have your answers. Gopal, you can just mail to the team at info@anujindal.in. They'll extend the course. Don't worry about that. English descriptive is only for paid students, because it requires a lot of my time. That's why it's only kept for paid students. One AAA, everyone till now is saying A, which says FDI in first stage and FPI after reduction to 9%. A lot of A's. Red Wing says C, that is FDI in both stages. A, B. Majority of you are saying A. One student has said C. One student has said B. Vishu says C. Okay, let's have more answers. We have almost 60 students sitting here, but I've received about 20 answers. It's an easy question. Even if you don't know it, don't shy away from taking a fluke at this point of time. Just go with whatever you think is right. It's all right to be wrong. Madhurima says B. Anand says B. FPI in both the stages. Okay. Not able to find what? There's a separate folder for English descriptive. Red Wing is saying that he's not able to find. There's a separate folder for English descriptive. Go in that. You will see sections for RBI and SEBI tests. Bodhi says confused between A and C. Okay. Okay. Madhurima is changing her answer to A. It's all right. Okay. The answer to this question is C, FDI in both stages. As per the rules of FDI, if the investor decides to reduce or increase his shareholding, that means if he's FPI, but if he increases his shareholding to more than 10%, then he comes into FDI. But if he's FDI and he decides to reduce his shareholding to less than 10%, he still remains FDI. He does not get into FPI now because his shareholding has gone below 10%. So this is a very tricky area wherein I thought a question can be created. Okay. FDI is an investment made by a foreign investor in either an unlisted company. So this was a question in UPSC this year in prelims, where a lot of students actually thought that FDI can be made only in a listed company. No, it can also be made in an unlisted company. Companies like Byju's and all these startups coming up are picking up huge investments. What are they? They are FDIs. Okay, so a very logical question wherein you did not have to read about it. You just required some presence of mind. Or 10% or more of a listed company. FPI is investment made by a foreign investor to the tune of less than 10% in a listed company. Once an investment, FPI can be made only in a listed company. Why? Because FPI is made as a portfolio investment through the stock market. Stock market may who are there? Only the listed companies are there, right? That is why. Once an investment is classified as FDI, it stays FDI even if investment reduces to below 10%. I hope it's clear. Very simple concept. I hope the first paragraph is clear. How it will be classified at that specific time? It will be classified as FDI only. Once an investment is classified as FDI, it stays FDI even if the investment reduces to less than 10%. Okay. In this scenario, how would such investment be classified? In both the stages, it will remain as FDI. It will not jump over to FPI. I hope it's clear. Difference between FDI and FPI is very simple. You invest less than 10%, you are FPI. More than 10% or 10%, you are FDI. Okay. FDI can be made in a listed company. That is a company which is listed on the stock exchange. FDI can also be made in an unlisted company. FPI can only be made in a listed company. Why? Because what is the investor doing in an FPI? He is investing by buying the stocks of the company from the stock market. He's an institutional investor, portfolio investor. He's investing through the stock market. So he can invest only in a listed company, right? But an FDI can go forward and invest in an unlisted company like something that happens with Byju's or Paytm or other companies like that, right? So they can invest in an unlisted company, but the percentage stays the same, more than 10% and less than 10%. I hope it's clear now. Perfect. Next question पे जाते हैं. Consider the following changes made recently in FDI rules and find out the correct ones. These changes were made probably about 3-4 months back. So I picked it up. First point, an entity or individual of a foreign country which shares a land border with India can invest only through government approval route. Okay. Is this a new rule? As per the new policy, Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar come under the category of sharing land border with India. Okay. As per the new policy, FDI investment limit has increased from 10% to 15%. Any investment below 15% is to be classified as FDI. Has it happened or not? We have to identify the correct ones and not the incorrect ones. TDD, D says D is 1 and 2, which means an entity or individual requires government approval if it has a land border. Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar come under the category of sharing land border with India. Let's add something here. Let's add only Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Myanmar come under the category of sharing land border with India. Let's see. You can change your answer if you want to. It's okay. D. Majority of you are saying D, and some are saying B. 2 and 3. Somebody said A. 1, 2, and 3. Majority of you are saying D. Some are saying A. Some are saying C. Somebody said B as well. That is 2 and 3. Nobody said C, in fact. A, B, and D are the answers that I'm getting. Let's come to the answer. The option is D, which is 1 and 2 only. Yes, only China. So Maldives also, one second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are 7 members, and then you have India. Okay, so these are 8 members of SARC, if I'm not wrong. Okay, the South Asian region also has Maldives. It is not a member of SARC, but the South Asian region also has Maldives. But Maldives does not come under this category because it does not have a land border with India. I hope that's clear. Okay. China is not in SARC. In place of China, we have Sri Lanka. I hope that's clear now. Okay. Some confusions here. But yes, the answer is 1 and 2. It is 10%. It has not changed. Yes, the latest one is that land, if a country has land border with India and if they want to invest through FDI, then they need government approval. Okay. That has become mandatory after COVID 19 because of China's investments. Okay. I hope it's clear. Very simple question. If you had gone through the changes, it would be very simple to answer. Next question, it's a case study. Mr. Ritik is a 21-year-old 12th pass young Indian citizen belonging to SC category, okay, who lives in the village of Bhagalpur in Bihar. He wants to start his own school and is looking at government help. So he wants to start his own school. He's 12th pass. He belongs to SC category. These are all keywords, and he's living in a village. Okay, and he's looking at government help with respect to capital investment required in creating the structure and in buying land for school. He finalizes PMEGP after much deliberation and discussion. Consider the following features of PMEGP and identify the correct ones. First of all, you have to tell me the full form of PMEGP. That's how questions are going to be. They probably will not tell you the full form themselves. PMEGP aims to provide financial assistance to set up new enterprises in manufacturing as well as services. So, Mr. Hritik will have to approach the Khadi and Village Industries Commission in order to get the required funds. The maximum benefit under the scheme is 25 lakh for manufacturing and 10 lakh for service. Hritik is eligible to get rupees 10 lakh as financial assistance. 35% of the cost will be given as subsidy and remaining as term loan by the bank. So, in short, what has happened here is the question, although is picking the options, although are picking up some elements from the question, but the options are by and far more dependent upon your understanding about the basic features of PMEGP. Okay, so if you are thorough with the basic features of a scheme, it will be easy for you to answer. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to answer. Let's have a look at the answers. Take your time, it's okay because it's a long question and the options are also long and confusing. So take your time, don't worry about it. You need to be certain before you answer. You can take a guess if you don't know anything about PMEGP. If you don't know the full form of PMEGP, then you can take a guess as well. Tell me the full form. I'm not getting any full form till now. Swaraj says C, that is 1 and 3 only. 1 and 3 only, which is we have to identify the correct ones. It provides financial assistance for manufacturing and service. 2 is wrong according to him, 3 is right, and 4th is wrong. C, C, and D. D says 1 and 2 only are right. 13C, Vishu says C. Mumtaz says A. Yes, it's employment generation and not employment guarantee. Very well done. That can be another question. What is the full form of PMEGP? And it might be confusing. Majority of you are saying C. Some of you said D. Apurv Yadav says 1. I'm assuming he's saying A, 1, 2, and 3. A, yes. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's get to the answer. I hope we have had enough time. We've had a lot of answers as well. Shubham is saying he thinks fourth point is also correct. The option is A, that is 1, 2, and 3. I hope that's the one. Option A, 1, 2, and 3. Fourth is incorrect. Let's see how and where. So, all this is description given. It says, yes. Hmm. General category 15% for urban, 25% for rural. Special 25% urban, 35% rural. Area, nature of assistance, yes. The balance amount will be provided by the banks in the form of term loan and working capital. Hmm, 1 second. I think the fourth point also should be correct. Yes, fourth point also should be correct. The answer should be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Fourth point is not in the option. Yes, fourth point is correct. So that's a correction there. I'll make that correction in the questions that I have in the backend as well. That's a good one, Shubham. Even I felt that something is wrong because the fourth point felt correct. Okay, let's come to the features of PMEGP. So that's a good one. These errors happen when you make a lot of questions in a day. Okay, the scheme is implemented at KVIC, Khadi and Village Industries. Okay, at the state level, scheme is implemented through state KVIC, and all these which are not important. Only KVIC is important. Okay, in such cases, KVIC routes government subsidy through designated banks for eventual disbursal, not very important. Nature of assistance, maximum cost of the project or unit admissible is rupees 25 lakh for manufacturing, and for service sector it is 10 lakh. Yes, he is eligible for 10 lakh because he is into education. Okay. Categories of beneficiaries rate of subsidy under PNEGP is based on area, location of project, and unit. So location of project is rural as was given, and he also belongs to SC category. Okay. For general category, if it's an urban area, then 15% will be given as subsidy. If he's rural category and general category, then 25%. For special, in urban areas they get 25%, and in rural areas they get 35% as subsidy, and the remaining is provided by the bank in the form of term loan. Okay, nice one. Let's who can apply? Okay, any individual above 18 years of age can apply. He is above 18 years of age and at least 8th standard pass. He is 12th pass, so he is eligible. So those were the points that I added so that you remember them, because if a question comes in the examination and these points are picked up, then also you should be able to answer, right? That's why I mentioned that he's 12th pass and he is of X years of age, whatever was mentioned there. Okay. Only new projects are considered for sanctions, so only greenfield projects are considered. That is also very important. Existing units are not eligible. Okay, let's come to the next one. This one is also on PMEGP. This is going to be a very easy question for you. Consider the following statements regarding PMEGP and find out the correct ones. It seeks to generate employment opportunities in rural as well as urban areas by providing financial assistance in setting up of self-employment ventures. Implemented through KVIC, maximum assistance is 25 lakh. Let's have the answers, guys. This is going to be the easiest question, I believe, because we've already discussed majority of the features of PMEGP. After 31st October, we'll have more clarity on SEBI exam as well as RBI exam. Mumtaz says A, 1, 2, and 3 only. We have to identify the correct ones. Everyone is saying A, and yes, that is the answer A. We've already discussed all the features of PMEGP, so no need to repeat them. I hope it's clear already. Fifth question for today. Consider the following statements regarding the World Bank Group and identify the correct ones. The World Bank lends to private companies and financial institutions in developing countries through IFC. The World Bank provides loans and grants to poorest countries through IDA. A country has to join IMF before joining the World Bank. Is that correct? Let's see who all can answer this question. The answer to the 14th question was A. Very simple question, very easy question, because we already discussed majority of the features of PMEGP. Darshan says B. B is 2 and 3. Nisha says D. 1 and 2. A is 1, 2, 3. A, B, D, A, D, C. We've got all the answers. A, B, C, D, all of them have come. Some students saying A, some students saying D, some students saying B, very less number of students saying C. So I'm assuming that majority of you are saying A, B, or D. Out of these three, that's the confusion. A, B, D. A is 1, 2, and 3, B is 2 and 3, D is 1 and 2. If you're liking this session, then have some likes. I don't know how does it affect my viewership on YouTube. Somebody said likes and dislikes work in the same manner, so dislike if you don't like it. But yes, the participation is good, and that's what's most important. A, B, and D, that's the confusion. A, B, and D. The answer is A. All three are correct. Yes, you have to join IMF before becoming a member of World Bank. For private companies and financial institutions, investment, you have IFC. For providing loans and grants to the poorest countries, you have IDA. Let's get back to the features of all these five institutions one by one. We have IBRD, which lends to governments of middle income and credit-worthy low income countries. So IBRD invests in or lends to middle income and low income countries. Then you have ID, International Development Association, which provides interest free loans to governments of poorest countries for their development. Okay. And both of them together are normally called as World Bank Group. And when you combine all five, then we call it as World. Two of them are called as World Bank together. And when you combine all five, then they are called as World Bank Group. Okay. IFC, International Finance Corporation, more interested in providing private investment in developing countries. Okay, so specifically developing countries by financing investment, mobilizing capital in international financial markets, and providing advisory services. Then you have MEGA, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, to promote foreign direct investment in developing countries, to support their growth and provide money so that people can have funds, companies can have funds in order to invest and create new, better, and larger companies. Okay. Then you have ICSID, International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, the purpose of which is to resolve disputes between different countries as well as non-state parties. So that probably will be a question in the future questions about the role of ICSID. I'm not sure whether it's going to be today or not, but I've created a question on that. ICSID provides international facilities for conciliation and arbitration, so investment disputes between countries as well as non-state parties. Okay, membership, you have to become a member of the bank under the IBRD articles. A country must first join IMF. Okay, membership in IDA, IFC, MEGA are conditional, or membership in IBRD. So you join IMF first, then you join IBRD, then you join all these agencies, then you become part of World Bank Group. Let's come to the next question, which should be an easy one because we've gone through all the features. He says confusion in point A. What is point A? The word bank lends to private companies and financial institutions in developing countries through IFC. What is the confusion? Okay, no problem. Let's come to the next question. The next question is the World Bank is a vital source of financial and technical assistance to developing countries around the world. We are not a bank in the ordinary sense, but a unique partnership to reduce poverty and support development. The World Bank Group comprises five institutions managed by their member countries. Match the following organizations with their primary objective. We've already gone through the objectives, so it should not be a problem. IFC, IDA, IBRD, MEGA, and ICSID. Which of the following matches with which one? IFC, what are the keywords here? Conciliation and arbitration. Let me highlight the keywords. FDI, lending to poor countries' governments. So, lending, interest free loans and grants, financial investment. These are all the keywords. Let's see who can answer this question. Yes, Shilpa, don't worry. I'm very shortly starting with a series on RBI assistant as well, wherein uh, Kasturi ma'am will start with uh, questions from quant and reasoning. It will be focused on RBI assistant, RBI grade B, SEBI, all the upcoming examinations together. Level might be a little higher, but it's certainly going to help you uh, put up or take your preparation a notch up and score better in the exam. Shirish says C. Okay, so one second. The options are here. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me take these. Let me put these here if I can. Okay, what I'm doing is, okay, now I hope it's clear, right? So you have to provide these answers based upon the options that I provided here. We have to identify the correct, we have to match. We don't have to identify just the correct matches. We have to match them, okay, whatever the match is. So A belongs to B, C, D, whatever the matches are. Let me clear this up for you. Okay. B, a lot of students are saying B. Okay. That's okay, Shirish. I understood that there is some problem. That's why I brought back this entire option list from the next slide. Majority of you are saying B. Somebody says A, but yes, the answer is B. And elimination works here. International finance, and here we're talking about financing investments. The only option that has one with E is option B. So you don't even need to go through A, C, and D. If you have time, you can match up and make sure that your answer is correct. IDA, interest free loans. Yes, that is correct. IBRD, lending to poor countries. Yes, that's correct. MEGA, provide FDI. That's correct. ICSID, conciliation and arbitration. That is also correct. So our answer is correct. Okay. For D here, you will have D. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Another question with a case study out here. It's a long case study, so it might take some time. Yes, regularly, not on a daily basis, but yes, regularly for both RBI and SEBI. Okay. Addressing the nation on India's 68th Independence Day, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged the industry, especially the MSMEs of India, to manufacture goods in the country with zero defects and to ensure that the goods have zero effect on the environment. We should manufacture goods in such a way that they carry zero defect and that our exported goods are never returned to us. We should manufacture goods with zero effect that they should have not have a negative impact on the environment. With an aim to make India a global manufacturing hub, the Prime Minister gave an open invitation to manufacturers and investors across the world to establish manufacturing units in India. Which scheme are we talking about? So this is a new kind of question, something which happened this year in NABARD examination. That's why I've created a question on this, because these kinds of questions did come up in the examination where they gave a case study, a small one or a big one, and they asked which scheme are we talking about. A lot of students are saying E, somebody said C, somebody said D, but a lot of you are saying E, Z. Let's have the answers, guys. We have a lot of students, 73 students sitting here. E, majority of you are still saying E, zero defect, zero effect. Shirish, nice one. Yes, Kamal, the notification can come before that also. The examination is expected to be held after that, not before that. So, yes, one more thing that I have already highlighted in the past videos as well. If you are a serious aspirant and if you feel that you have a lot of preparation pending to be done, then start your preparation now and decide whether you want to go for self study, you want to go with a course, whatever your decision might be, doesn't matter. You have to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself whether you'll be able to pull it off with self study or not. If yes, what is your plan? Don't have a plan, give me a call, give my team a call. They will answer your queries. Okay, there are four people sitting right now taking calls of RBI, SEBI, NABARD and UGC students, and they keep answering calls from Monday to Friday. I'm also trying to have some people on Saturday and Sundays, because I know a lot of students do get a chance to study on Saturday and Sunday only. Okay, so if when the notification comes out, the point is that at that point of time, enrolling does not solve a lot of purpose if you are starting from scratch. If you've already given the exam before, if you have reached the mains, if you think that you can pull it off with a little preparation, then you can probably delay it a little. If you're not decided yet, if you're decided, do it now. If you're waiting for the notification with no preparation in advance, it'll be a waste of time. Start your preparation immediately. Okay. Yes, the answer is option E, Z, zero defect and zero effect, or zero non-conformance or non-compliance, zero waste. That's the meaning of zero defect. Zero effect, zero air pollution, zero liquid discharge, solid waste, zero waste of natural resources. The scheme envisages promotion of zero defect and zero effect manufacturing amongst MSMEs and ZED assessment for their certification. So what happens in ZED is the industry can apply, the company can apply for a ZED certification. The government will come for analysis of your enterprise, your manufacturing unit, and they will certify whether you are a Z certified company or not. Okay, and that is always a feather in the cap of the company, because then they can show it to their investors or other people, potential investors or their customers, that we are a sustainable business. Okay, what are the objectives? Develop an ecosystem for zero defect in manufacturing, promote adaptation of quality tools and systems, enable MSMEs for manufacturing of quality products. Why have I mentioned all these? Because I picked them up directly from the website of ZED, and these, as they are very important, because the examiner is certainly going to use these points only in order to create his question. Okay, encourage MSMEs to constantly upgrade their quality standards, drive manufacturing with adoption of zero defect production processes without impacting the environment, support Make in India campaign, develop professionals in the area of Z manufacturing. So this is also going to generate employment. Okay, so here a question can be created. Which of the following schemes supports creating more professionals in sustainable development of manufacturing units in India? Bang, another question out there. Okay, they might confuse you through these types of questions. Let's come to the next question. Regarding the financial support to MSMEs in Z certification scheme, consider the following statements and find out the correct ones. It certifies MSMEs based on the quality of manufacturing and energy efficiency. It applies only to manufacturing units. The purpose of Z is to ensure zero defect manufacturing and zero effect on environment. Zero defect includes zero non-conformance and zero waste. Very important. See, I've used the keywords in the next question. That is what they can do. No, Devadarshini, no PDFs are provided. You're in, you know, you have to focus on the session itself. If you want to write something, write it down. I want to inculcate this habit among students of not hoarding stuff, and whatever they feel is important, just write it down in your laptop. Get hold of a online note maker like OneNote or Evernote and organize it well. Create notebooks in there and keep writing down stuff, because when you write stuff on your own by typing or using a pen, that inculcates a very good habit and that improves your ability to remember things. Don't write everything, that's also bad, but write down the good points. Okay. Yes, you have to read the bundle. That's why you've taken the course, and it's certainly going to help you a lot. It's a lot more in detail, covers a lot more areas as well. Okay, Prashant. After 31st October, it will be very, very, not very clear, not certainly clear, but much more clear. Okay, but it's going to be held somewhere in November, December, Jan. So if you are preparing, keep preparing with the expectation that it's going to be held very soon. If you've not started, start it immediately. So those PDFs are the old ones. I don't know, but, students of the old sessions keep old who were there, who were our students last year. They keep sharing this stuff, but it's not complete. That's the main problem. If you feel that you are sufficiently prepared with them, then it's fine for you. But I don't think I don't care about them because I know that they're not complete. Okay. E and D. PIB session enough for current affairs for ESI, government scheme sessions enough for coverage of government schemes. The target is to cover all the government schemes in the next 2 months. On YouTube, I'm holding, I believe, one or two government scheme sessions every day through Manish sir, and the rest are given to enrolled students. One or two government schemes every day, so that every day you're reading some government schemes, and that reduces the pressure on you. D, E, C, C, E, D. C is 1, 3, and 4 are correct. D is 1 and 4 are correct. E is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is all are correct. Okay. Let's have a look at the answer. The answer is E. Yes, all of them are correct. It's a very simple question because we went through all the features already. Yes, zero defect includes non-conformance and zero waste. Yes, here it says non-conformance or non-compliance and zero waste. uh, the purpose of ZED is to ensure zero defect in manufacturing and zero effect on the environment. Very clear. Yes, it applies only to manufacturing because service industries do not create that kind of waste. It certifies, that's what I said, that's the primary work of ZED, to certify MSMEs based on the quality of manufacturing and their energy efficiency. Okay, that is something that's mentioned in there. Enable MSMEs for manufacturing quality products. Okay, so quality also becomes an important aspect here. That might be confusing. Okay. Next question and second last question for today. Another case study, a very important one. India's foreign exchange reserves declined by 3.07017 billion to 542 billion in the week ended September 25, after touching a lifetime high in the previous week. RBI data showed on Friday. In the week ended September 18, the reserves had increased by 3.37 billion to this. During the reporting week, the decline in the forex kitty was mainly due to fall in foreign currency assets, a major component of overall reserves. Foreign currency assets. So this is our keyword. Foreign currency assets decreased by this to this amount. The central bank's data showed, expressed in dollar terms, foreign currency assets include the effect of appreciation or depreciation of new non-US units like euro, pound, and yen held in the foreign exchange reserves. Now, this is something that I wanted to highlight uh, through this question, is that before going through the case study, please go through the question in the examination. Okay, let's read the question. Consider the following statements about forex and find out the correct ones. India's forex reserves do not include gold reserves. Forex reserves increase only when there is a current account surplus. Forex reserves are not required under a floating currency system. Is the case study anyhow helping you to answer this question? No, it is not. There will be a lot of questions like this in the examination where the case study is given but it is not helpful in answering the question at all. The question is talking about something related to what is being said in the case study, but the case study is not helping. That helps with a lot of questions. So you end up wasting your time in understanding the case study and decoding the case study, and then you realize all that time has gone into waste. So go through the question first, then go through the case study. Okay. Prashant, if you feel that they're enough, I don't know what kind of PDFs do you have? Do are they covering the entire syllabus or not? But yes, certainly they are going to help you a lot. But you have to make sure that you're covering every topic under ESI and not leaving anything. Okay, I will, Abhishek. We will very soon. Don't worry about that. Anshu, probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'll have a session on English descriptive. Okay. Two is correct. Let's focus on the question first instead of asking the generic questions. I'll try to answer them towards the end of the session. Yes, you have to learn majority of the state government schemes also. None is correct. Okay, these are the options. Sorry. Let me bring them again to the previous slide. I put them here, but I'm very sure you're smart people, so it should not be a problem for you in answering these questions. Even if you don't have the options, without the options, it becomes more difficult, but it certainly helps you to understand where do you stand. A lot of confusion here. India's forex reserves do not include gold reserves. We have to find out the correct one. Forex reserves increase only when there is a current account surplus. Forex reserves are not required under a floating currency system. The answer to this question is E. 3 only is correct. See, this is a technicality here. Technically, under a floating currency system, you do not need any forex reserves. What we have right now is a managed floating system. Okay, managed floating system and not a floating system. So if we talk about this in pure economic terms, then a floating system does not require forex reserves, but no country in the entire world has a pure floating system or a floating currency system. That's what they call. What all countries have, or majority countries, liberal countries have, is managed floating system. And some countries like China have dirty floating system, wherein they don't even reveal the kind of floating system they have. They just say that they have a floating system. Okay, so managed floating is the system where forex reserves are maintained. If you're following a pure floating system, then you don't need forex reserves. India does not have a pure floating system. We have a managed floating system. Okay, that is the reason that I wanted to, include this particular statement, because I wanted to explain this. Okay. Yes, forex reserves cannot increase only when there is a current account surplus. They can increase otherwise as well. And forex reserves do include gold reserves. Let's see what is mentioned here. In practice, it contains gold reserves, IMF positions, SDRs. Okay. Okay, that's it. So technically, forex reserves are not required under a floating currency system. However, no country follows a pure floating system. So no country is rid of forex reserves. Okay. To keep the value of the currencies at a fixed rate, countries with a floating exchange rate system use forex reserves to keep the value of the currency lower than the US dollar, which is managed float or a dirty float. Okay. To maintain liquidity in case of an economic crisis. So these are the reasons for managing for having forex reserves. The RBI supplies foreign currency to keep markets steady, to ensure that the country meets its foreign obligations and liabilities. These are the basic objectives of forex reserve. Let's come to the last question for today. Which among the following can widen the current account deficit? It's a very conceptual and a very interesting question. Very inquisitive question, I can say. Which of the following can widen the current account deficit? A rise in crude oil prices, reduction in export subsidy, imposing import quota, Indian companies raising money, not rising, raising money from external commercial borrowings or through external commercial borrowings. The options are given here. Shubham, yes, chances are high that will come after 22nd November, but I think we should keep our preparation as spick and span as possible. No, Vishal, there is no subscription only for tests because the tests that I provide do not have all kinds of explanations that other tests have. Because the course itself also aims at providing all those explanations through either videos or PDFs. That is why the tests are not provided separately. D, C, D. Majority of you are saying C, 1, 2, and 4 are correct. D, C, and B. A is also here now in the race. So you have A, C, D, and E. This is a tricky question. It's a tricky question, I can say for sure. A, B, C, D. Okay. A, B, C, D. All the options have come here. The answer is A. Let me tell you how you come to the answer of these questions. Which of the following can widen the CAD? A rise in crude prices. So when the crude prices increase, then our import bill increases. Okay, which is going to increase our current account deficit. Reduction in export subsidy. When our export subsidy reduces, then our exports might go down. If our exports start going down, then we are not getting enough money from through exports. We are not getting enough foreign exchange reserves, so our current account deficit might go up if our imports are at the same level. Imposing import quota. If you're imposing import quota, then what you're doing is reducing your imports. So what is happening here is outflow is decreasing. You're imposing import quota. That means your imports are reducing. When your imports are reducing, your current account deficit is expected to go down. Okay, and Indian companies raising money through foreign through external commercial borrowings. So when you're raising money, then yes, it is in the capital account, number one. And secondly, your inflow of money is increasing. That means your capital current account deficit is going down, right? Through capital account, you're receiving money. That means your overall deficit is going down because you're receiving money. You are receiving foreign exchange through that borrowing. It doesn't matter what kind of borrowings you're making. Okay, so that is how you try and answer. So what I've done is connected everything with CAD. So here, what I mentioned here is here your outflow is increasing. Here import bill is increasing, outflow is increasing. That means CAD is increasing. In second one, your inflow is decreasing. Your inflow is decreasing, so your CAD is increasing. Okay. The third one, your outflow is decreasing. Your outflow is decreasing, so your CAD is going down. Okay. And the fourth one, your inflow is increasing. That means your CAD or overall deficit is going down. Okay. So in these two, third and fourth, your CAD is going down. So they are not our answers. One and two are our answers. We cannot certainly say that reducing subsidy will reduce exports. Yes, of course, we cannot say that reducing export subsidy will reduce exports, but in the short run, it will have an impact. When you reduce subsidy on agricultural exports, in the short run, exports of agricultural products do go down. They are going to go down because all the exporters are highly dependent on those subsidies. If you reduce subsidies, their cost goes up. The exports are certainly going to go down. Okay. Export subsidy, for example, in agriculture, mangoes, fertilizer subsidy, that is all export subsidy. Okay, they're specifically meant for exports, and you're providing subsidies, all kinds of subsidies on those. Okay, I hope that is good enough for this session. One second. I hope you liked the session. If you did, then do not forget to subscribe to the channel. That gives me some motivation. A lot of new students here, a lot of students here overall, and you can share it on your social media profiles. That helps a lot. That helps me reach more number of students. If you are sure that the kind of way that I'm teaching in is good for the students like you. Okay. Import quota. Rishabh is asking import quota. Imposing import quota. When you have import quota, which means you are specifying how much imports can be made in a particular area. Let's say I say today we can import only 10,000, let's say Mercedes, which is not made in India. Let's say it is imported completely. The government says from today onwards you can import only 10,000 Mercedes, not more than that. Okay. So when you're importing, you are giving money to another country, and when there is a quota on imports, then your expenditure, your the money outflow, which was going out because of the imports, is now reducing. Okay, you were buying, let's say the country was buying importing 1 lakh Mercedes, and now the government says you can import only 10,000 Mercedes. So whatever money was going out because of those 90,000 extra imports of Mercedes, now it is not going out. Okay, so the imports are the amount of money that was going out due to imports is going down. The CAD automatically goes down. Okay. Yes, Princess Fire Spotlight is enough for IBPS and SBI mains current affairs. Okay. Spotlight does not cover government schemes. There are separate PDFs and videos for government schemes. Spotlight covers only phase one current affairs. Chalo. All the very best, guys. Take care. I hope the session was nice. Almost an hour we have spent on this session. Through the community tab, I'll tell you very soon what time and when will I be coming online next with the next session on English descriptive. All the very best. Take care. Have a nice day. Kostub is asking, I refer Spotlight, but there's a lot of content to remember. You have to remember it. There is no other way around. Try to create visualizations. That helps a lot. Try to make short notes if you have enough time. If you feel you're short on time, focus on reading the same PDF again and again and again. Solve as many questions as possible. I provide 300-400 questions in every Spotlight, and try to visualize it by Googling the same thing and creating a picture in your mind. These three things are the most helpful. Chalo, all the very best. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.